Hello everyone, this is Karst, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. So, last episode we got our gun back, and we finally finished off with the church nightclub quest. Set it up, the music is amazing, we're about to do our dance-off, we were in the middle of our dance-off, and then I failed the red check, which made me call Kim a racial slur, and he stormed off into the night, and now I'm alone. So we're off to a great start today. I'm going to have to take a look and see what quests I have left. There's not a lot left, honestly, at this point. I still think this is bugged because it's still telling me I need to find more secrets. Murder weapon's not been found. Need to find a working transceiver. And then the rest of this is pretty much talk to Evrart, talk to Plaisance, talk to the Dice Maker. So, since Kim has left me to my own devices, and it's already 2 a.m. I'm actually just going to go back to my lovely shack in the village, and sleep off my sorrows, more or less. I hope he's here to meet me in the morning. But yeah, I really pissed Kim off, and I'm really upset about that. So if I could turn the expression off, that'd be great.
An old mirror hangs on the wall.
8%.
You see the reflection of your face in it.
My electrochemistry is so incredibly low that there's like no chance for me to get anything done. Oh boy, I don't need that anymore. I really need to start thinking about getting electrotherapy. I keep saying that. Electrochemistry and shivers up, honestly. Because that's the type of stuff that I just don't have enough of. Empathy and hand-eye coordination, maybe I should drop it just for this. Oh wow, look at the armor. Huh. Cool, but no. I think I'll just stick with this. At least I look proper with it on.
An old mirror hangs on the wall.
8% seems pretty low, sir.
Adorned with still not
Yeah, didn't think so. Okay. Well, off to bed then.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Here we go. Throw another dream at me.
The place feels almost like home now. Quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea. Until there's suddenly light.
This respite, you've earned it, brother. Bask in the darkness. Let it swallow you up and swivel you around while you forget everything you've managed to remember.
Is this the last dream?
No, this is the one before that.
Oh, well,
we'll
thank you for the
just keep
clarification.
cycling it for you if you don't mind. As long as we can. Spin it like black yarn.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Thank you, Darkness. Thank you.
You're welcome, Harry boy. You earned it.
Fall into a deep, uninterrupted sleep.
After centuries of darkness, the alarm rings. But what's this? You actually feel rested. There's no time to cuddle with your pillow, however, or as much as shiver from the cold. The world awaits.
I feel like I slept very well on the night in which I should not have slept well. Like, all the other nights, yeah, I was kept awake for no reason. But, like, this particular night, if I had said what Harry said to Kim in the dance club there, I would not be able to sleep. Like, all night long, I'd be anxious about how Kim was feeling and whether or not Kim would still be willing to work with me. There's no way I would be able to sleep that well.
Go.
Open your eyes. Alright, Kim. Let's catch up a little bit. And I am still very sorry about what happened. Where's the door? Alright. Hey, bud. Good morning.
Yes.
My Inland Empire is very low, too. It's interesting to see that he's not actually saying anything about what happened last night. But hey, at least we had that little talk at the very end. I just realized it says Transcendent here, right? Funny. Alright, in that case, let's go back to the waterfront. Tell Plaisance about the curse, among other things. I can also try this check now, though, I think. The one that's been
Old
eluding me for a long time.
East Delta Commerce Center. This must be the name of the doomed commercial area.
Slipstream SCA, 83% chance. I don't know why a wax cylinder is a +1, but sure.
Whatever she says, it can't hurt you. You're a different person now. Stronger, healthier, and... alright, maybe not healthier, but it's a bonus that you've drunk so hard you can't remember any of your past relationships. Oblivion's the ace in your corner.
Call her again. Press the doorbell to Slipstream SCA.
There's a light buzz as you press the doorbell, waiting for her to answer the call. It's cold outside, and you can hear the wind blowing into the speaker. A strange metallic taste fills your mouth as you stare at the intercom. There's the static again, whispering like a seashell pressed against the air.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to place an order?
It's the same voice you heard before. Last time we talked there was some confusion. You got me mixed up with someone else. Hi, it's me again. I wanted to talk to you.
My God.
Here come the bad vibes again. Relax. Distance yourself from it.
What?
It's you.
Before you can finish your sentence, the voice continues speaking. This is the same thing they said last time.
My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice again.
Wait, is she...
Yeah. Wait, are you repeating your words?
Michelle, just please.
Even her breathing, the way her voice drops when she finishes the sentence sounds exactly the same.
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months.
She continues.
I thought you didn't care.
Is this some kind of joke?
Do you think it's funny, deceiving a police officer? No, it doesn't matter what I say, you're just going to continue, right?
The voice from the intercom doesn't answer, but you can hear her breathing. Wind blows into your microphone again, crackling and echoing in the box. Your hands are getting cold and your breathing becomes visible, forming small silvery puffs in the air.
Is it over? Can we talk now?
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
Say nothing.
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally forget about you.
And then it hits you.
You're a recording.
She tries again not to cry, and still doesn't succeed completely. Her quiet sobs sound old and distant, as if her voice is being played off a wax cylinder.
So that's the relevance.
Real or not, your mirror neurons react. It feels painful to be listening to this. Anger boils up in your chest.
Why does it still feel like it's my fault?
Her sound melts into the static from a long-distance phone call. From time to time, you can hear people talking in the distance, but can't make out any words. This is where you hung up the call the last time, but the recording is still going.
Alright, let's keep listening then.
The phone rings in the office with an old-fashioned chime, and someone walks by in a pair of heels. The static is like a warm blanket wrapped around the sounds.
Is anyone there?
No one replies, but the static grows stronger like rainfall. Then a female voice speaks out, completely different from the one before. Glorious and total somehow. crawling inside your head. Her words are too cold to comprehend. She smells of sodium lights and rain streaks on car windows. Eyes like pilot lights watch your shape in dark hallways, guttering.
So,
The strange alien thought pattern ends. The lieutenant cuts in, inspecting the intercom.
it was a recording trapped in the circuitry from some ancient tenant. This sometimes happens. Shall we conclude here? We have other mysteries to solve.
Wait, a recording trapped in the circuitry?
I don't have time to explain it to you right now. Maybe sometime later.
He looks at the sea, almost wistful. Something weird just happened to me.
Don't take this the wrong way, but during our short stint working together, something weird is almost always happening to you.
Fair enough. I can't judge him for that.
That is true.
Yeah, alright. We'll talk to Plaisance last. Let's talk to the dice maker first. And this is the quickest way I know how to get there. This way I can avoid the corridors and everything. It is dark as hell. I've got 2 bullets apparently. That might be useful at some point. Because I have a gun, but it says to equip it when times are most dire. Don't think we're there yet, but we're getting there. Inland Empire. And empathy. Something to keep in mind then. I really like the sword though, but okay. Alright, Dice Maker, let's chat.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Shivers. Only 17%. That's with a +2. I found the 2mm hole in the world. Do I have anything that would give me shivers? I always have to double check all my stuff. I would like some more shivers. This gives shivers. At the cost of physical instrument. Oh, but Inland Empire and Volition. That's good stuff too. Any other shivers for the time being? +1 shivers. This outfit also has shivers. I might have to consider what I permanently wear around, because I need to boost my my worst stats. And this type of thing may be the way to do it. What else do I have? So Inland Empire and Shivers are definitely my worst, I think. May need to boost those. Logic. Oh, and electrochemistry, yes. So electrochemistry, Inland Empire, and what was it again? And Shivers are my worst things. Okay. How's this?
Oh, it's you again. Are you
58.
looking for a die?
Why hasn't her business failed?
Aside from getting naked, you're not sure what else to do. The building holds no more answers for you.
Okay. I'd like to order a
Of
die from you.
course. Tell me what you have in mind.
I'm looking for something to... No, let's see. I'm looking for something to help my work.
Just the right one for you.
She opens the top drawer of her work desk and takes something out. 2 polyhedrons, red and blue, are cradled in her palm.
Police colors.
Because I'm a police officer, right?
Not the most original, I know. But sometimes the obvious choice is obvious because it's best.
She smiles, almost apologizing.
Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
She tosses you the dice.
A beautiful woman
Uh-oh.
tossing you a gift.
Oh no.
Whatever you do, don't overthink it.
Oh, I can't put the other clothes back on. 42%. Oh, I'm overthinking it.
You overthink
Ow.
it. Your hands can't agree what to do, and the 2 dice drop to the floor and scatter in opposite directions, like pearls from a broken string. The blue one disappears down the pit in the center of the room.
Ah, down the drain, like your career.
Wow, thanks.
I apologize, officer. That comment was unnecessary.
She jokes as her eyes track the remaining polyhedron. Pick up the red die.
That one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay. The other one was the inverse. They were a set, you see, but now the set is broken.
Just like me and Kim when I insulted him last night.
It's a shame. They might have brought you luck. You definitely need luck in Martinez.
She closes the desk drawer.
Is she pitying you? Good God, she's pitying you.
Now, was there anything else? I'm listening.
I have more questions about the intercom.
I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure. What do you want to know?
Did you know the East Delta pinball was once the Whirling?
Yes, I guess so. The arcade is an ancient failure. Before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice? Don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, floriography, trick track, especially pinball.
Actually, the Slipstream SCA mystery might be a recording. I called again later and got exactly the same message.
Why would Slipstream SCA have a 100-year-old recording as their doorbell message? Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
I'm still convinced it was nothing more than some elaborate prank.
My money is on electrical anomaly. I've heard of these, especially in an old building like this.
He looks around. Alright.
Sure, I'm good. I hope
I
it
fa-
clarified things a bit. What else?
I think I found the actual source of the curse.
I thought we agreed that the curse isn't real.
It's a bit more complicated than I first thought it would be.
I'm listening.
She leans back in her chair, arms crossed across the chest. Just say it. There's a 2mm hole in reality located in a church on the other side of the canal. I think it might be related to the Pale.
Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality? This can't be true.
She sits up, visibly agitated.
I'm afraid it is, ma'am. Sona Lukanen killed the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, made the discovery.
Sona is involved in this?
She appears to take this in while the chatter from her headphones continues unabated.
So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the commercial area that's cursed, it's the entire world.
Wait, so you did think there was a curse?
She looks outside the window where daylight has filled the yard.
It's true, though. The world is screwed. Because it's growing and metastasizing. What? No, I wouldn't go as far to say that the entire world is doomed. It is eventually.
Just Martinez?
Huh. She gives you a rueful smile and takes a look around.
In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer, even if I can't claim to understand it fully.
Yeah. Alright. Let me check my stats again real quick. So, Shivers has been boosted to 5. Hand-eye coordination I would like to get up more than, because now it's dropped down to 3 because of my clothing. Authority is very low. How is it this low? It's probably from the stuff I have. Yeah, -3 from items. Rhetoric is fine. Inland Empire, not so good. Okay, let me switch back to some of my other gear then. Yep. So this puts me back to where I was with Shivers at a very, very pitiful 2. Inland Empire Empathy. How's my authority? 4. It's passable. Reaction speed and -rhetoric. Are there any more shades I should be wearing that might give me something that I actually want? I get the feeling the answer is no. Okay, still need to boost my Shivers then. Alright, Plaisance, you're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like this at all. I can go out through the regular doors, it's fine. Hello?
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
I don't get it.
Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same Slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
But the question is, which did they start with and which did they pivot to?
That's a good question.
What a strange leap of imagination, and yet they still failed. How sad.
Reality is ruthless.
True. Oh. Poor animals. No rest for their bodies after death. Let's go out through here. We're back. Hey, Plaisance.
Hello again. again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and
Oh.
Biographies of Famous People.
This Dick Mullen book fell apart before I got to the end. Do you have another copy? Show her the item.
Oh, I'm very sorry, sir.
Of course not.
Some of these old paperbacks just don't have the durability. I would be happy to sell you another one, but unfortunately, it's the last copy we had in stock.
I guarantee you, even if she had a copy, she would not have given it to us for free.
Hello
At
again,
any rate.
esteemed officer.
Yes.
And welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Plaisance, I have something to tell you. I found the actual source of the doom.
What do you mean, the actual source? Are you here to lecture me about economics again?
She clutches her pendant, clearly irritated. Oh, she's not going to be happy about this. My investigation has led me to discover a 2mm entrepnetic hole in reality. That's the source of doom, both in the commercial area and in Martinez.
A what?
A tiny hole in reality. It may be connected with Pale, an origin point of sorts. It would explain why historically so many things have ended in failure here in Martinez.
Ma'am, what he's saying is true. We found an anthroponetic anomaly in the small Pinewood church down the coast. I don't mean to be an alarmist, and more research is needed, but it's not looking good.
No, it's not.
But that's not in any of the ancient texts. How am I supposed to protect my bookstore from that?
You don't?
She's too afraid to even say the word.
This is really not gonna help, but at least it'll keep her hope alive. Yeah. You can protect it with hope by refusing to give up. That's what people have done in the past. By building a church, a place of worship around this thing.
You're right, officer. I mustn't lose faith, especially now that Annette is finally settling in at school and making friends.
Yes, correct.
No, we can't just leave.
She looks at her daughter, quietly studying in the corner of the shop. Yes, this is the right way to go. You're right.
Besides, didn't I have some Sailite hope catchers round here somewhere? I must find them. Everything will be all right if I can just find them. Thank you for your help in any case. You're welcome back here anytime.
Farewell for now, book peddler. Okay. And that leaves just Everard, so let's go and talk with him. I don't think there's a fast way to get to him, though. There's a impossible rhetoric check over there. Rhetoric check for Sealang, which I think I don't have access to anymore. Maybe I can talk to Tommy about his conceptualization check. Maybe. Hello.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
He's a poet. Hit him with your best verse. Yeah!
Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like...
A mirror's temperature is always 0. It is ice in the veins. Its camera is an X-ray.
Whoa. What else?
He leans in, his eyes bright with attention. It is a chalice held out to you in silent communion.
Silent communion. That's good.
He's transfixed by the words. Where gaspingly you partake of a shifting identity, never your own.
Dang. That's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
He grunts, unable to suppress his reaction. I'm just a vessel for the muse.
Right. But really, no bullshit. That's great stuff. I sort of want to know if it's yours.
I don't really know.
No matter. Great verse is like that sometimes. Ephemeral. You might not look it. Seems you have some literary chops. Maybe there's hope for me yet.
That's a strange compliment.
Just messing with you. It's cool. You're an okay guy. For a cop.
For a cop.
They're more often into fists than rhymes, see? Let alone honesty in verse.
In a small office behind the old military hospital, hunched under the green glow of his desk light, Officer Hans Blau browses through a test print of his Futurist magazine. It's called The Futurist. The typeface on the header is too small.
Any organization gets all kinds of folk. I'm sure we try our best.
The lieutenant looks at you in silence, a curious look in his eyes, nodding slightly.
Well, you've given me some hope, I guess.
He gives you a thumbs up.
You found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words.
That's all for now. Bye. I think that's telling me to go back and wipe my face. Or, you know, take off the expression. That might actually work now. But I've already failed the check and I can't really restart it. Everard time. Everard, old buddy, old pal, we have to talk. I might as well check this door too. I don't remember what check is required for this. I think it was logic. It was either logic or rhetoric.
You're back before
Rhetoric.
the cargo container.
8%. Oof.
Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Do I even have anything for rhetoric? Oh boy. Only minus rhetoric. More minus rhetoric. None of that is helping me. Oh, there's a +1. It's not much though. Logic. How is this giving me logic? Whatever. Okay, what else? Conceptualization. Interfacing, conceptualization. Ooh, electrochemistry. But at the loss of reaction speed. Oof. I might actually put these on from now on. Yeah, the electrochemistry might be good. Because I've already done the physical instrument thing, and I've almost never run into savoir-faire checks. As far as I know. Is that really my only rhetoric outfit item? That's not good. Okay, well, what does that put me
You're
at?
back before the cargo
17.
container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last. Despite
Oh!
the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
I'll take it. I have to get lucky sometime, right? Sometimes. At some point I have to get lucky. This is it. Hello, is anyone in there?
The door stands silent.
It has to make up for the snake eyes I got last time.
Satisfied, detective?
A wry smile crosses the lieutenant's face.
Try again.
If there's someone in there, I'd like to talk to you.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
What the hell? Mega rich light bending guy. What am I looking at? From deep within the container, a voice.
You can't be serious.
The smile disappears. What am I looking at? What is this? I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. Also, should I put the armor back on? Pain threshold, volition. Or is it better for me to have the, this outfit on? Physical instrument and shivers. Oh, but the -2 authority is too much, I think. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Explain. What the hell am I looking at? What are you? Why do you look like this?
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
Everything's warping around him, even us. I mean, he is bending light, so I guess that makes sense.
The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
Squint.
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard.
Easier said than done, I think.
In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
What's going on in here?
Welcome, welcome. Not too much actually. Just pleasantly surprised to have company today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
He clasps his hand together. What you can see of his body appears composed, in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days.
There's genuine surprise in his voice.
Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Superstar cop, honor cop, extremely low net worth, but an excellent investigator, and an excellent detective. And usually a good friend to Kim, except for last night, and we don't want to talk about last night.
Mr. Theodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Harrier Dubois.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
He says warmly. How did you become so rich?
Oh Lord,
Oh.
not this again.
What's the matter, Kim?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is.
You're not wrong. I have to ask every question to every relevant person.
And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
Why do I have so much money? What's going on?
I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad.
The man chuckles.
All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
And blow.
What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual?
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level.
Of course. The man exhales with a whistle.
But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what.
Must be nice.
Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
It's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society?
Sure, and they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht?
Thousands?
Dozens, at least.
Only dozens.
Of course, in the future, it'll all be automated. But my point is this.
He says, jabbing his finger into the air a bit.
Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him.
Man, being a high net worth individual sounds great.
It is truly. It's almost entirely carefree.
He nods.
It really leaves you time to better yourself spiritually.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
That's very true. There's something strange about you.
What do you mean?
His essence seems to signify actual surprise. Well, I don't know how to put it, but you look somehow a little different.
Are you talking about my chin?
No, I mean, I can't even see you. It's as if something is happening to the light.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
What's that?
The Weiss-Wiesemann
What the hell?
coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, The laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual.
Is that how it works here? So he's that much more rich than us, I get it. So what is our coefficient?
The Weiss-Weisman coefficient for you and this individual appears to be 0.9998, repeating.
Oh, lovely.
That's not good for you.
Are you telling me that you are so rich that light literally bends around your face?
Among other things. But calm down. I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
Really?
No, not really. There are actually quite many digits.
Of course.
A man this chill is at least a triple-digit billionaire.
Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff?
I see nothing of the sort.
Oh,
To be
really?
frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Oh, so I'm just that poor. I'm that much poorer. Kim actually sees something normal. Oh, okay, wonderful. Good to know.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
So, what are you doing in this container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think.
No windows, no amenities. I don't know if you have a chair or anything in here, because I can't see anything, but... Huh.
By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
We're in Martinez, district of Resvashol, the former capital of the world.
Ah, Revachol. I remember walking its streets as a teenager. There used to be a bowling alley in Stella Maris. I wonder if it's still there. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
Wait, why don't you help them? You've got so much money it can't make a difference to you.
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls. Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
So you travel from place to place via shipping container.
Smart, no? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to.
Uh-huh.
Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Ah, so you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle.
What? No, I did not say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
The bending light appears to wink. You're a rich investor, right? Can I have some money?
Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
But Kim, I also can't afford to look any better than I do now. That's why I need the money.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man. As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines.
Fair enough.
Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
It gets me almost nothing.
That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work for the rest.
Fair enough, true.
Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
Sounds
This
great.
is a proposal, not a question. These ultra-liberal types love losing huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Ergo, you should come up with a plan that's totally dead in the water.
But my conceptualization is way too low for this. Present a sound investment plan or present an investment plan that is sure to fail. We should get back to our investigation. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for stopping by. If you ever have an idea you want to pitch me, I'm all ears.
Sure. Let's get some conceptualization on. Do I have anything? I never remember what I have. I don't think I have anything that really gives conceptualization, though. Oh, there's this. That's pretty much it. Yep. Anything else? Oh, no, I mean, that's the same thing. Literally the same. Oh, actually, no, I've doubled up on it then. Okay. That's fine, I'll double up on conceptualization. Alright, let's try it.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What
It's
can
both
I
extremely
do?
low. A sound investment plan.
If business planning were really your strong suit, you probably wouldn't be a cop.
You should invest in the RCM.
He should what?
The volunteer police force. And why would I do that?
Because if you don't, who
I
will?
don't believe in handouts, especially for people who volunteer for their positions.
Fair enough.
Still, the idea of a privatized police force is extremely forward thinking. You could even say it's ultra liberal. Tell me, if you could invest in the RCM, where would you direct your resources?
Bigger guns.
No.
Large caliber motherfuckers that leave exit wounds the size of grapefruits.
That's a bit
The
overkill.
latest technological wonders.
That could work.
Take care of the people who protect the people.
Also good. Let's say money investment. Radio computers for every precinct.
The RCM's problems aren't the kind you can solve with radio computers. The road goes much deeper than that.
But we could be more efficient with our work.
If I could interject, the RCM's problems are mainly structural. We are hamstrung by a lack of clear lines of authority, and our system of performance reviews strongly disincentivizes inter-precinct cooperation.
True.
I think the lieutenant's right. Your problems run much deeper than equipment or funding. The entire org structure of the RCM needs to be redefined. You need a unified chain of command. New metrics for measuring performance that reward real police work. Does that sound right?
It does.
Yes, that's precisely what we need.
So you'll do it?
Hell no! Can you imagine how much work that would take? Why would I do that when I can just speculate on exotic financial derivatives from the comfort of this shipping container? The thing about investing is that the less work you have to do, the better. Don't overthink. That's what return on investment means.
The lieutenant's disappointment is palpable.
Oof.
It's like someone just shot his dog.
I'm sorry, man.
Now, was
Ow.
there anything else I could help you gentlemen with?
Alright, bye.
It was a real pleasure. Sadly though, my current lifestyle prevents me from remaining more than a brief time in any one place. Perhaps we'll meet again, somewhere far away. Farewell, friend, and may your peace of mind guide you to happiness.
Well, that was special. A little bit weird, but here we are. Let's put on our clothes again. Our regular clothes, thank you. I'll worry about the checks and stuff later. Alright, back to Everard. Do you have any news for me? You have any new dialogue
hey,
here?
mister. I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about before. Mr. Everett doesn't really want me to talk to people about union guys. But who did you want to talk about?
Tell me about the guy in the container.
Who do you mean, mister?
He's rubbing his nape and looking at you with childlike innocence.
You do realize he might just be a figment of your imagination, right?
Well, we know he's not, because Kim saw him. The fancy guy in a suit, in that container over there. Point to it.
I don't know anyone like this, mister. Maybe he's one of Mr. Everett's fancy friends. He knows all kinds of fancy people with suits and purdy carriages.
Leo falls silent.
He really feels very uncomfortable discussing matters related to Everett with you.
Sure, mister. Oh, I'm just making... Sure, mister. Oh, we're on a...
So no.
Not but Titus and his boy. Like what, mister?
Alright, I'm off. Everard, it's been a while. Hello again.
So, the ship has sailed. Did you see it? I know you did. Tell me, what did it look like as it grew smaller and smaller when that mainsail dropped behind the horizon?
He leans towards you.
There's a mean little light in his eyes.
Did it look like a germ? Did it look like a piece of bacteria?
His jaw is clenched, and his quadruple chin is quivering with hatred. This is decades of hatred speaking right now. You get a sinking feeling.
No, it looked like a boat sailing away from the coast. No need to be overly dramatic.
You wanted us to relay all this information to her.
The lieutenant cuts in.
That this is a takeover? That I want a war? God, I hope you also told her about the drug trade. They absolutely hate getting their hands dirty with that.
He nods forcefully.
You can kill 1 million people, but if you do something the police doesn't like, well, then you're out of the yacht club. Goodbye, you inhuman fuck.
A vein on his forehead is pulsating. Well, obviously he knows that she left because he's been spying on us, but let's say it anyway. How do you know she left?
Harry, I bunked her cabin.
Oh, really?
I bunked her whole boat. I had cameras surveying her boat. Hell, I even wanted to bug that thermal cap, but my boys advised against it.
So you've been listening to our conversations all the time?
Not me personally. I had guys recording and processing this information for me.
He stretches his arms like a discus thrower. The Hardy Boys?
Hell no! They'd fuck it up. They can't do anything right. I mean my real boys. My special task force boys.
Where are these boys?
They sure as hell aren't hanging out in the open with beers in their hands for the cops to question. They're pros, Mr. Kitsuragi.
Fair enough. So, now I know why you've been so forthcoming.
No, Harry. What we have is real. We're working men. This here is real.
He taps his chest and points at you. So this was your plan all along, for me to relay this information to her.
Harry, I can't see into the future. We are all playing by ear on this planet. I had no idea she'd react so strongly.
He exhales slowly. But you did want me to relay information to her.
I did. I knew the negotiations would go better with police officers telling her horror stories from inside the harbour. It's scarier this way. Turns out it was a magnificent strategy. I never thought it'd so fundamentally fuck her up.
That's wild how you got me to do all that stuff.
Harry, you made a conscious decision to relay that information to her. You could have kept it for yourself.
You used my intellectual curiosity against me.
Against you? Oh, Harry, I'd like to think I used it for you.
He's taken aback. But she told me a beautiful story about the discovery of the Insulindi.
Of course she did. Rich people have the best stories. About all the interesting things they've done and seen. All the beautiful places they've been to. It's just sentimentalism. She can afford to be sentimental, and she can afford to lose as well.
It saddens him that she can. Sours it, but only a tiny bit.
But she said she's insane, like me.
She's not insane. What did she tell you?
His expression betrays extreme skepticism. She told me she's overradiated from the Pale Transit.
No, she's not. She's a sentimental alcoholic. They all are. Never take a drop and you'll be 8 laps ahead of those upper-class winos. Just like old Mr. Clare here. Try it. You'll be a real super detective.
I've actually walked the path of sobriety for a while now. Yeah, I've not had a single drop of alcohol, nor have I taken any drugs.
I can see that, Harry. Alcohol has left its marks, but you're doing better than when I first saw you. Rich man is shitting himself. The working class sober.
He studies your face. So what's going to happen now?
What was always going to happen? We take the harbour and she fucks off to Ozon, uncorks a bottle of wine, calls her partners, and says they need to distance themselves from this nasty business before the big shit spinner splashes everyone. Only difference is the Union doesn't have to lose 2,000 men to machine gun fire.
I think that's a little bit too forthright. I do want to, this is kind of how my brain is going. I was hoping to screw him over in the end because I still don't trust him. I have a bad taste in my mouth. You better make sure this ends up saving lives.
That it will, Harry. That it will. As to the bad taste, please, you're not a sommelier. You're a cop.
A sincere smile crosses his face.
You knew something. Something big. and you wanted to see what happens when you tell someone. So you told her. Anyone who's ever been close to power will tell you, inside information is the sweetest thing in the world. It's better than money, it's better than pussy. Money only makes you special for some salesmen. Pussy only makes you special for yourself. Information makes you special for all mankind. It's the ticket to history. Right on, Harry. What you did was participate in history. When history calls, you have to pick up. You had no choice. None of us ever do. A hard disco cop like you, I knew you weren't one to resist temptation.
You know what, Detective? I am going to leave this out of my report, and I suggest you leave it out of yours too.
Just look at the three of us. The three careless boyaderos. Good times, good times.
Okay, so what now?
Now there's a whole lot of work to do. For me and for you. I suppose there was a reason you came here, so let's get to it. What can I help my best friend and comrade with today?
I met a girl named Estelle who said she was working with you.
Fanny. That doesn't ring any bells, Harry.
The big man lets out a lazy yawn.
Funny. She was trying to set up a narcotics operation in the old church on the coast.
The lieutenant says, looking up from his notebook.
Oh, that Estelle. Yes, I do seem to remember sending a pretty young thing down there to liven up the place. Get some melodic music in there.
He taps his temple. Did you also tell her to start the amphetamine lab?
Amphetamine lab? That sounds very immoral and debauched. Frankly, a health risk.
He seems taken aback.
But what do I know about kids these days? The music they listen to, the drugs they do while they listen to that music?
He shakes his head with a melancholy smile.
It sounds to me like you are trying to start an amphetamine lab in the district. And you're using some delinquents you found, God knows where, to set it up and run it for you.
The lieutenant says this with an uncharacteristic note of contempt in his voice.
Found God knows where? That Estelle is the daughter of Miko the Kebab, a man who once killed a guy with a kebab.
Okay, that explains how he got the nickname. The big man exhales loudly.
I think a daughter of a man who killed a man with a kebab can handle running a little nightclub, don't you?
Miko the Kebab, really?
Maybe it was Bogovir. Or Jakub. I think it might have been Conrad.
He stares off into the distance, seemingly trying to remember something. Anyway, I shut down the amphetamine production, but I let them go on with the nightclub plan.
A nightclub? Harry, I'm an old-fashioned guy. After work, I like to listen to some rock and roll music and have a non-alcoholic lager. Nightclubs don't interest me.
Taps onto his chin.
But here I am, talking about myself, when you have much more important things going on. Tell me, Harry, how can I help you?
His expression becomes serious. Remember the container I asked you about? Turns out there's a mega-rich light-bending guy inside.
Mega-rich light-bending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there?
He's so rich he could get in anywhere.
Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega-rich light-bending guys.
He slams his fist on the table. Kim, tell him he was there.
There was a guy in the container. But he didn't bend any light. That was in the detective's head.
The lieutenant says this slowly.
Honestly, guys, we might be moving a spot of drugs through this harbor, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect.
He shakes his head. The mega rich are people too. He was a nice guy. He gave me some stock tips.
No, they're not. They're vermin, and one just found a way inside my container. Soon, he'll bring the others. All three of them. Thank you for telling me. I'll see to this immediately.
He smiles brightly.
I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
He bursts out laughing.
Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual mega-rich person somewhere in his container town.
Look, my gun!
My. She's quite the looker, Harry. You can't imagine how pleased I am the two of you are reunited.
He lets out an appreciative whistle.
Tell me, was it difficult to convince the pigs to give it up?
The big man pauses to tap on his chin. Not at all.
I knew you could handle it. I know my special policeman. Anyway, I'm glad you're all right and armed again, Harry. Now, what can Everett Clare do for you?
Absolutely nothing. Alright, what does that leave me now? Pretty much just Ruby. Although, taking on the La Responsabilité requires me to find a working transceiver and return to the church. So I could get a radio. Let's try out the one at the lorry jam, more or less.
The smell, there's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight.
Well,
over the
time to
lower
remove
side
the
of
radio
seat.
transceiver.
It takes a few moments, but eventually the transceiver slides from its greased socket mount with an eminently satisfying ching. Nearly the same sound produced by the action on a good breech loader. You can't fail to notice. As you take the transceiver in your hands, the lieutenant bites his lower lip, apparently deep in thought.
Funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like an old breech loader.
Oh, I didn't mean that. It's just ironic that you are using the lady driver's radio to contact the very authorities you are so keen to evade.
There's a certain beauty in irony, my dear friend.
Where the radio used to be, there's just a rectangular shadow now.
Examine the transceiver.
It's about the size of a small box of pasta, but much heavier. Now that you're looking at it more closely, you realize the various dials and meters make it look vaguely like a face. A distinctive triangular logo forms the nose.
It's interesting sometimes to hear what was recorded versus what was written. I'm assuming they did the recording first and then they made some changes to the script or something.
That's the mark of Estaz Electronica, one of the major manufacturers of advanced radio equipment.
Time to insult Kim. This has got to be better than your Dynawave.
An Esteras is certainly nothing to sniff at. But if you compare the feature sets, I would say they are more or less equivalent.
So you're not jealous?
I've no reason to be jealous, Detective.
The lieutenant smiles to himself. Do you think we'll actually be able to reach the coalition with this?
You've surprised me more than once during the course of our investigation. But I have to say, it still seems like a remote scenario.
Fair. Let's put the transceiver away.
The movie stars are still smart. Close the rusty old.
Time to get back to the church. I'm back.
Oh, the god of dance is back! I'm dancing with the god of dance!
He dances over to you, moving in a slightly lame manner. Yeah, I'm back to the site of my shame. Sorry, Kim. Alright, I brought the transceiver part.
Yes, what is it?
I do have one mystery that still needs solving. The radio ghost in the doomed commercial area's electronic doorbell.
The creepy woman! We were wondering about that when we worked there, but I had completely forgotten about it ever since.
She slaps her forehead.
It must be Anthroponetic crosstalk, the one you get in radios and long-distance calls. Now it makes sense, with the pay right on the doorstep.
Incredible. This would also explain why we get it on the police radio all the time.
The lieutenant murmurs. Anthroponetic crosstalk?
It's quite common, actually. When the signal gets routed through Pale, all kinds of irregularities take place. You may hear snippets of someone else's conversation, or the voice of your former lover, or an echo of an event that took place 100 years ago. Pale is a shroud of memories, and it doesn't really distinguish to whom those memories belong to. You could hear anything.
Huh. So it's both a repository and the absence of reality. That's interesting. Also a little confusing, but okay, that makes sense. Thanks for explaining it to me.
Anytime.
I found a radio transceiver.
Ah, very good. Let's see what you have.
Someone was using this to coordinate a drug smuggling operation. Use the highly advanced transceiver.
Interesting. An Esterhaus EH4. Heavily customized. This is an advanced model, highly capable. I'll need to replace the frequency dial, but it should certainly work for our purposes.
She says this as she examines the transceiver.
She's impressed by your resourcefulness as much as by the equipment itself.
I believe that means we're ready to get started. I should warn you, once we begin setting up this antenna, we'll need to see the whole process through. There won't be any second chances, any do-overs. You understand? So if there's anything you'd like to get in order before we depart, I suggest you do it now.
Huh. What kind of stuff should I get in order?
That's up to you. At a minimum, I would make sure you are physically and mentally prepared for an intense and difficult process. Once we begin, there can be no interruptions.
At the very least, you should make sure you're wearing a good pair of gloves.
Radio engineers typically carry overpriced solvent sprays to clean the antenna connections. But in a pinch, some common ammonia works just fine.
Psst. It's the alcohol in the ammonia that's doing the real work. Kinda like with you.
Finally, there's the question of stimulants. Some people prefer to keep legal amphetamines on hand to help with their work. I'm not one of them, but they do exist.
I try to avoid drugs. Abusing stimulants is highly irresponsible.
I don't take them because they make me nauseous. But everyone has their reasons. I don't judge.
Wait, didn't you say we need some kind of power supply?
Ah, yes. I wasn't sure what to do about that, but then I discovered an abandoned power source down by the edge of the bay.
It's obvious. She's referring to your half-sunken Caprice 40.
You mean the motor carriage that I crashed into the bay?
Oh, yes. I did notice that it was covered in police livery. Then you already know that the carriage itself is irreparable, but the rear-mounted engine seems to be in fine working order. My intention is to run a power cable from the engine up to the antenna. It won't last forever, but it should give us enough time to establish a connection with Coalition warship Archer.
Okay, so the warnings that she's giving me is, hey, this is endgame stuff. Maybe don't do it until you're ready. This might cut me off from other stuff, so I'm gonna say hold on.
That's fine. Return to me when you're ready to go.
Right, I'll let you work in peace now. Okay. So, in that case, what does that leave me with? Determining where the shot came from. I could run around the boardwalk for a little bit. Haven't figured out how to do this yet. This is literally the last thing I have left. And that's pretty much it. So asking about Ruby in the village is probably the only thing left. So we may approach that. But let's go to the boardwalk. Where, I mean, we're right next to the boardwalk anyway. I know I've already looked around here before and I never found anything. But maybe I just missed the correct area or something. Because there has to be... Oh. Buzz. The electricity flows through the wires with audible power. Well, I did another run around and I couldn't find anything, so I'm just going to come back to this R&D building now because I was directed to come here by a thought.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Feld Electrical. How ironic. All these dark rooms. Feld Electrical, you only know them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there. Or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
The lieutenant points behind you.
Why single out this one building?
Ooh, 97% shivers. Listen to the wind. Wow. And this is a white check. I found the empty trap. I heard Lena's true story. I went on a date. Reconstructed the execution. I made the awful call. Confronted the pigs. Established the nightclub. Discovered the anomaly. Found the death notification. And found the jacket. I better not get snake eyes on this one, I swear.
Even though you're
the
sure
opposite.
you've succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead. No rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
What was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city. Whatever you thought would happen did not. And now you're just standing there in the pale of the morning with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas? A prayer of sorts. To Revachol.
Turn to the lieutenant. She could be anywhere. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay.
The lieutenant sighs and then gets a hold of himself.
She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least.
Correct.
And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too.
Fair enough. He looks at the bell tower.
Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
And if that fails, if we don't find her?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
He looks behind him at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. Buckle up and raise your collar.
Ooh.
This search is going to be wet and cold.
Listen to the wind again. 97%.
Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it.
Where does it go?
In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk, its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
What is happening?
She's down there.
Huh. Say, I think she's down there, below this building.
Okay. Why?
The wind told me.
So, how do we get in there?
He just shrugs.
Those were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
I love it. He's just so used to me being weird. He's just like, okay, sure, whatever. There's a ladder next to the sign. Very true. Point to it. Perhaps we can climb it. Enter through the roof.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
You look good for 43, dude.
There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds unsafe. Brute force is safe. Look around and find something to break if the ladder fails.
What do you mean by that? Oh, hello. Well, time for visual calculus, I think. This 20-sided die is made of bloodstone and inlaid with lapis lazuli. Its colors resembling police sirens. Its blue partner is missing. Kinda looks like the fire department arriving on scene. Got screwed. Shit fingers. Okay. I guess it reopened some white checks as well. Okay. With the yellow highlights, it's telling me that it's going to be a visual calculus check, so I can put that on. That'll do. A nice little boost. I'm pretty good at visual calculus, aren't I? I think I am.
An old pipe peeks out from beneath the rotten boards
Oh, it's a pipe.
of the boardwalk. Could this be an alternative path into the fell building? A building like this must have multiple doors serving various functions. Perhaps a basement access.
Come closer and look in.
Your eyes slowly begin to adjust to the darkness inside the drainage pipe. The lieutenant looks over your shoulder.
What's in there?
An ordinary drainage pipe. Darkness.
Okay, what else?
As your eyes adjust, you see some trash. Crumpled up newspapers, cigarette butts. Someone has half-heartedly spray-painted skulls on the right side.
And
nothing. Broken glass from bottles thrown against the walls of the pipe. a syringe.
Yikes.
A very, very faint smell of stale liquor still lingers. Or is it just your imagination?
This place looks like a great place. Oh, sorry. This looks like a great place to stash narcotics. I want to make sure there's nothing hidden in there that children might pick up.
I see. Another stop on your crusade against narcomania. I was hoping we were in pursuit of a murder suspect.
Could we get into the Feld building through this pipe?
Given that this isn't a martial arts thriller, it's highly unlikely, and not without risk to our health either.
A grin flickers across his face.
However, the pipe suggests there may be an entrance to the basement around.
The lieutenant pushes aside the reeds and looks around.
The lieutenant's face lights up. He doesn't usually notice these little things.
And it's right here, a maintenance door.
He points to a rusted metal door to the right of the pipe, obscured by the reeds.
It's jammed shut. The subtle approach isn't going to work on this one. Oh yeah, big boy time. This needs you to put your back into it.
Oh, that requires more physical instrument. Time to get my physical on. Alright, let's toss that. I think that's like the only thing I had that boosts my physical. Yeah, because that was where a lot of my problems was coming from earlier with the ice cream box. Would a pry bar help as well? Probably, right? Why not both? Let's go crazy with the dual wielding of tools.
The pipe, the maintenance door, rusted shut and half sunken in sand.
Ooh, 42%. I broke into Kuno's apartment and I broke into the communist apartment.
You and the lieutenant lean all your weight into pushing the doors apart, but you're not quite synchronizing your efforts. They slam shut again before you can enter.
Let's take a breather and try this again later. It's very tough.
The lieutenant leans against the door, panting. Alright, I hope I didn't screw myself with that, because I don't have any ways to boost my, my physical instrument. It's the same issue I had before. I guess we could always try the ladder. Worst case scenario.
A rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing.
Oh yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
Assess the situation.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp.
Yikes.
In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground? And you're 180?
180 sounds about right.
Not to mention that the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, what if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder?
What is that supposed to mean?
Astral projection. Be open-minded about this.
What if I don't climb? What if I just teleport? Excuse me?
Teleportation is not a thing.
Yeah, the lieutenant stares at you, stone-faced. Come on, Kim, where's your adventurous spirit?
This really has nothing to do with adventure. We are dealing with basic physics here.
It won't hurt to try.
Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
He is restraining himself from using a parental tone with you right now.
Teleport to the roof. With a savoir-faire. +2 because I saw Tiago climbing. Alright, alright. I'm gonna attempt to teleport up there because I've already screwed over my my physical check. What can I possibly do? I mean, I think I do have some savoir-faire stuff I can put on or take off. I can take that off. Do I really need composure at this point? That's a pretty good question, I think. Yeah, I mean, perception isn't great, but I don't really have much footwear. Now, where is my savoir-faire stuff? Here's one. I'll keep that on because I still want electrotherapy. I keep saying electrotherapy. I still want electrochemistry for later. Empathy. Ooh, empathy could be good. Esprit de corps, electro... Oh, more savoir-faire. Alright, hope for the best.
The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop.
We're teleporting! Oh!
All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to is...
do it.
Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading out of existence.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement.
I did it, Kim. I teleported.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it like a regular person.
The lieutenant shouts from below.
No, not like a regular person. Like a phase spider.
I've had to kill some of those in Baldur's Gate.
The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear.
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring with a backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
Fair enough. Good point. The central support beam has been destroyed by artillery fire. Okay, let's take that crap off then. I can keep the empathy boots, I'm fine with that. Savoir... Oh, this has physical instrument. Ah, I'm a fool. Okay, well. Maybe I'll get to... Well, there's no point in trying to check now. I mean, what's done is done. Oh well. Composure... Give me my electrochemistry back, I think. Some more shivers might be good, but empathy and hand-eye coordination seems quite good right now. I might take this off as well, because I feel like I'm about to talk to someone who's potentially suicidal, based on the conversations we had earlier in the game. So I'm gonna hold off on this for the time being. I would like to have empathy up and running for the most part. So electrochemistry, empathy, electrochemistry, this is good, this is good. I should try to be non-threatening as well. So maybe I should... Ooh, more empathy, but authority. Authority will be important too, I think. I definitely don't want to have the gun out. The trash bag is a bit comical, okay. Flashlight is probably fine. Yeah, this is probably fine. Now, if I could put on a shirt, that'd be great. Do I even have any good shirts? Physical instrument. I guess logic is okay. Physical instrument. Let's put that on. At least have an undershirt on, you know? Okay. So this is how I get up here to get down the stairs. Okay, I was curious about this for a while. I think I mentioned it in an earlier episode too, where I was like, huh, how do I get up there? Turns out it's just teleport, apparently. The glass is covered with grime and dust. You can barely see out. What's this? A postcard. Martinez, 98. That's probably the door to get Kim in here. Antiquated office furniture. Last century, maybe? Brought down and forgotten so long ago. This collapse nearly sealed the basement. One can barely squeeze by. Alright, before I move on, let me get him in here.
2 rusty metal plates that slide apart form a crude door. It's been here under the boardwalk for a while.
Who's there?
What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kim. Stop playing around and help me get the door open.
Who's there?
What do you mean, who's there?
Alright, let's push the doors open.
It's much easier from this side. The panels on the rails slide once you dust the sand off. With the help of your partner, from the other side, the doors open with a creak.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that.
You ready?
Yes. Time to investigate these passages. Let's move quietly and not make more sound.
Sounds good. Okay. Let's investigate together, buddy. This overturned table is covered in orange mildew, crawling with something. Old file folders in the cart, documents silvery with mold. A series of thick, dusty panes of glass. And intersolary suit jacket, +1 suggestion. Interesting, but I don't know if that'll be directly relevant. In the beam of the flashlight, a crevice in the wall. Hello. Stale fabric smell and dust. No one has slept here in months, maybe years. Hey look, it's me on the wall! Or is this an... Oh. It's probably that communist guy.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man,
yeah, it is,
amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. A plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spider web in the lower left corner of the portrait.
Brush the dust off the portrait.
Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched by an ample moustache and sideburns, look a bit silly. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hands sweep across the sand. Grains stick into the frayed skin of the fingertips. An old man sits on a slab of concrete and taps his fingers against the glass of a scope. You shudder.
It's Krasmazov. What a troublemaker he was.
Yes. Looks like some latter-day radicals were hiding out here. They left a long time ago.
A long time ago? How long?
Half a century. This was probably part of the network of defense posts the communards built against the amphibious landing.
He looks around.
I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. It would have had radio equipment back then, but that's all been looted.
What's with all these secret weapon caches and secret bunkers?
We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers.
Maybe I should move in here. Seems cozy.
I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case.
Could this be connected to the Mazov bust we found in the students' room?
Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. The youths always go for this kind of stuff.
Could someone have stopped through here recently?
You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
He looks at the dust. Yeah, it didn't seem like anyone had been here recently. Hello. Revolutionary hat, +1 to Mazovian socioeconomics. I'll take it, but I'm not gonna wear it. Revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed, ancient flyers and brochures. These pots and plates are full of dust and spider webs. Now I'm kind of curious, what about these jackets? Anything in here? Drama and authority, half-light and rhetoric. Alright, let's get out of here. Imagine if I didn't have the flashlight out. I would have just missed that entirely, I think. Oh.
This isn't just glass. These are old computation components.
These? These are computer components?
Yes, filament memories. From the time when wires were cast in glass, slides with an inlaid nervous system.
How'd they do that, and why?
The how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river where they were manufactured. As to why, your fingers don't know. The why is easy, because they hadn't come up with modern silicon-based systems yet. For vitreous cast filament memories, though, these seem incredibly advanced.
Hey Kim, look, old cybernetics.
So it is. I think these used to form a single system, slotted in the wall.
The lieutenant tilts his head, watching the light glimmer on the glass. So, this is all that remains of Feld R&D?
The rest of the building seems to have been picked clean.
He nods. Could this be part of the Feld playback experiment?
These? No. These are old filament memories. I hope you're not expecting to find a device here. You will be disappointed.
Fair enough.
All you'll find here is pain.
Finish the thought. Okay. I guess nothing else to go, nowhere else to go but forward. Footsteps. Footprints, rather. Footprints in the sand. One of the souls appears more worn than the other. Excellent. It's the person we're looking for. There's something in the air, an unnatural buzzing. The tunnel collapsed. You'll have to find another way around. Oh, what's this? Well, let me quickly go back in and take a look at that. The same slit window you saw from outside. Oh, the one that I thought looked like a sewer grate? And I wondered if Pennywise would be down here. It's getting louder, the buzzing sound. I think I should save just in case.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell.
Lieutenant, do you smell something? Or sorry, Lieutenant, do you feel something?
No. What do you mean?
A pain, a strange tingling.
I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh.
He looks ahead beyond the arch. Hold on, you really don't feel anything?
No, but you are the sensitive one.
True.
He trusts your gut feeling on this.
Good. I saw them too. Footprints on with the right sole, rolling smooth.
Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully.
What do you mean?
Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
True. He lowers his voice.
You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. This part of town is a fine clockwork puzzle. Disturb its peace, and it will start breaking down uncontrollably. Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
This is basically warning me, hey, you're about to enter the endgame. Alright. We know Everart's true intentions and his plans for Martinez. What more is there to do with the Union?
I don't know. Little things.
He pauses.
But you're right. We've gotten everything we can from the Union. We even opened that container.
True.
You've been very, very thorough there. Your fingers approve.
We solved the strike deadlock by telling Joyce about the Union plans.
I still don't think that was a good idea. But yes, our affairs with the Wild Pines are in order, since she isn't in Martinez anymore.
We've checked the buoy with Clausia's documents. I want to hear her take on why it was empty before. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay, why not? Whatever goes down might also affect her. The Union is watching her closely now.
I should go back to Clausia and do that before coming here.
Not closely enough, you suspect. But still, good idea to visit her once more.
How bad do you think things could get?
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
He smiles in the dark.
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done.
What do you think is waiting for us there?
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
The lieutenant's whisper echoes down the tunnel.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
True.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
He puts his hand to his holster. You're right. I forgot about talking to Clausia. It's a good thing that they brought up the conversation. Alright, let's run back there and talk to her then. Clausia, let's have a chat.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
Shivers, very low, 3%. Wow. I found your buoy. It was empty, just seawater.
Oh.
Her eyes widen.
Did you take the documents?
No, of course not. As I said, it would have been too risky for me to use those documents anyway. My employer gave them to me. In truth, I should have destroyed them.
She doesn't seem to be lying. She's genuinely spooked by their disappearance.
I'm afraid you may be in danger.
Yes, I am. Regardless of who took the documents.
She thinks for a moment, then shrugs.
It was probably just an accident. I was worried I'd been too careless with the latch. The documents were probably just washed away.
He waves her cigarette.
Lies.
Yes, we demand she be.
Let's talk about you and Ruby again.
She nods.
Never mind.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to boost my shivers again real quick because I have a check.
Slowly lights
an incredibly low check that I'm not ready for. Give me my shivers, please. As much shivers as I can get. What are my stats looking like right now? Empathy's still pretty good. Shivers is decent then. Physical instruments meh. Electric therapy could use more. Hand-eye coordination could use more. Okay.
Hello, officer.
Wow.
What brings you up here again?
That is still incredibly low. Do it anyway.
Nothing happens.
No.
The sky...
Silence, officer.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I didn't think so. Oh well, I tried it. It was worth a shot. In which case, I would like all this stuff back. Was this all I had on? I think so. Okay. I also want to resolve this outstanding quest as well. Oh, hello. I just want to finish off everything.
See footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
The lieutenant takes out his notebook. Wait, have I just been missing these footprints the entire time I was in here? The only reason I even came back in here is because I was looking at this and being like, how do I close this? Let me double check. Seriously? Someone's been here within the last week or two.
3 weeks maximum, from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer.
He looks at you.
This is so good it makes him forget the whole Kimball memory.
This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us to this place.
Okay, what does this mean?
It means someone snuck through what seemed like a secret route, leading to the roof, from where you can shoot our victim. This is significant. This prints, officer, could be the prints of our killer.
Let's take a closer look then. Crouch, study the footprints.
Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left the pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. The tips point both ways.
The prints look like one person went back and forth.
Between that and that.
He points to the elevator doors in the corner, and he points to the barred door. This print doesn't look like the odd-soled print we found at the hanging camp.
The size looks about the same, actually.
True.
They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person.
Possible. He inspects the tracks closer. This doesn't look like the worker's boots from the hanging, does it?
No. These little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though.
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor.
Let's move on. I wonder if I can bring it up with Claudia again. Hello.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
Let's talk about your room again.
Yeah?
What's behind the door?
Go ahead.
There were tracks on the floor. They were recent.
Huh. This isn't good.
She feels like quarry, encircled. Her eyes dart to the door.
That's it?
She's lost in thought.
Alright. Now I'm kind of like, should I boost Shivers again? I'm thinking. I can boost Shivers. Or Electro. If I boost Shiver... Pain Threshold I'm not too worried about. But Shivers has been popping up a lot lately, which is why I keep thinking about it. I can boost Shivers, balance Electro at this, and hope for the best. Yep. Let's put on those Shivers outfits again. Let's have a talk, Claudia.
Hello, officer.
It's still incredibly low.
What brings you up here again?
28% is still nothing.
Continuously nothing.
No. Yeah, okay. Well, that sucks. I think I'm happy with what I'm wearing now. Yeah. Okay. I tried. That's the whole thing. I should try all of these checks before I leave, I think. Because there's still quite a bit to look at. Right? For example, the map wall I have interfacing now. I still have... I could ask... I can still try to convince him that there's a sexy mystery to this. 17% on Inland Empire. Yeah, I think I should do all the wrap-up stuff. So I should challenge all of these checks again one last time. Win or fail, and then go back to the R&D building. I think that's a good idea. Alright, what can I do for Inland Empire? What have I got? You're an inland empire. Actually, this is already an inland empire. I'm fine without. None of this is inland empire, but some of this might be. Suggestion, composure, empathy. Nope, none of this is Inland Empire.
Yes.
Well then, 17%.
Only banal things one you should
Alright.
be.
Ow, why'd that hurt my morale? Seriously? Hello.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Why hasn't your business failed?
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
Hey Nia, the curse is real and I figured out why it has spared you.
Didn't we already talk about this?
She asks as the wind continues to seep in through the cracks in the old chimney. It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
She says, shaking her head.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
No, this used to be a coal plant. Touch the safety curtains. You're in the chimney of another building.
This doesn't make any sense.
She looks around the makeshift nest that she had carved out for herself, bewildered.
Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
It has a different address in the heart of the city.
And what? Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces.
No one's really ever safe from failure.
She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
What?
Do you know what this is?
She raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. A lucky charm, a Seminoles ward.
It's a mourning ring.
Oh.
I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
Why are you telling me this?
It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
She closes her eyes. Don't call it a dump. You made it nice and cozy here.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it.
She stares out of the window, not really hearing your words.
That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls.
This is like a meta commentary on what we're doing right now.
It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending, or an entirely different world.
Absolutely true. I live in a world where I called Kim a racist epithet during like possibly one of the most emotional moments in the entire game and ruined the moment forever. She picks up a pair of dice from the table and examines them under the light.
But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
She gives you a tired smile. Okay, so that's one of the checks done. Map wall, challenging, electrochemistry, mirror, backyard wall. What's this for? The backyard wall? Or the map wall? Not quite sure what that means. But let's get the hell out of here.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary.
Alright, insert a coin.
Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal.
Pull the handle and look inside.
The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost.
Turn the knob to focus your vision.
The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it. Its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind.
Hang in there, little one.
The little brave birch tree seems to wave back in the wind.
Wait, what? There are ruins of some kind there are ruins of some kind of building there.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
The lieutenant takes off his glasses and cleans them. Could the shot have come from there, and then entered the window upstairs in the whirling in rags?
Can you tell? From this distance? I don't think it's possible.
It's not. The details are blurry. There's water vapor in the way, and waves cut into the islet.
Okay. What other checks do I have? That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror, adorned with the expression.
Let's attempt to stop the expression from happening. I know the origin, there's no more steam, I've recited the poem to Tommy, apparently that's a thing. Let's take a peek.
It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
Alright, well, I've done it. I've gotten rid of it. I don't think I'll be, taking off the mutton chops, though, because I think that actually makes me look a lot better. Truth be told. So, I'll keep that on. Let's put on my outfit again. Nice. I'm pretty happy with what I've got right now. Okay. You have any comment?
Yes?
You don't have a comment. Alright. Off we go. Alright, so I think this is a good place to actually end it right here. I kind of feel like I'm on the cusp of reaching the end game. So I hope that you enjoyed what you saw here today and that you're doing well wherever you are. This has been Karst with Disco Elysium, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.